Let's get salty. Hey, everybody. Happy morning.
Afternoon,
Good
evening.
after evening noon, y'all.
See,
Evening.
I,
Salty.
man, oh, golly.
Hey, that's a great
I,
intro.
well, Vaughn, the
That's a
funny
good
thing is,
intro.
I've been trying to get that down for, I don't know, a number of weeks now. And
Cue
I
cards.
thought I had it. I
Cue
thought I
cards.
had it.
Cue
Cue cards.
cards.
Yeah.
Cue
So
cards.
I, when I'm back home,
Salty.
I have cue cards here. I couldn't bring cue cards. I'm in a
You don't
hotel.
have cue cards at home. You're too
Oh,
lazy. You haven't done them yet. Make them. Come on.
Mm.
No, no, no,
Second thing you should do when you get home.
no, Jeff. He has a teleprompter monitor that he keeps looking up at, and he keeps forgetting the words on the teleprompter. That's what it is. Not cue cards.
That sounds familiar.
That is true. That is true.
Listen, if you gave me a it would be bad news.
Yes.
I'd be like,
Game over. Well, hey guys, welcome to the Ham Radio Kids Table. It is kind of a weird evening tonight. I am on location, not all the way on the East Coast like I normally am, but all the way out on the West Coast there. So I am in Southern California tonight, down in San Diego, which kind of unlike our friends at the other amateur radio live streams, we are truly a coast to coast. Uh,
With the most.
yeah.
with the most. That's right.
With the
From
mostest.
from ocean to ocean. And unfortunately, Vince is not here tonight. Maybe he'll be able to join us a little bit later. But I was hoping to take it international. But technically, we are coast to coast and covered in the Gulf of America too, right? Kind of, kind of,
yeah, close
kind of.
enough.
But tonight
We are close.
we have Julie
Oh,
and Vaughn with us, and if you're unfamiliar with Julie and Vaughn, have the POTA Power, which started on basically Facebook, but now has expanded to also YouTube. So if you are in the POTA community, you've probably stumbled across one of their live streams, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to get them on. I actually first met Julie and Vaughn at Orlando, and we had an opportunity to hang out in to Dayton at Dayton, Xenia to be specific, and we got an opportunity to do not only a couple POTAs, but be stranded together in an Applebee's during a tornado, which
yeah, well,
We were hiding from the
that's
tornadoes.
right, which kind of proved funny because Vaughn, I think it was you that said what Florida man has to come to Ohio to get taken out by tornado in an Applebee's bar.
that's it.
So
How'd you die? Taken out by a tornado
Bob
and
looks short.
yes.
in an Applebee's. It was really funny.
His chair's shorter than mine.
Right.
We switched chairs.
So,
Sorry.
just jumping into things. How are you guys doing? How's Florida tonight?
Oh, Florida has been a
Rainy.
rainy, just dreary mess today. We
Yeah.
went from 93 degrees about noon to 4 o'clock. It's just been raining and lightning and carrying on.
Mhm.
In fact, all the radios are on. They're not plugged in.
Oh,
Mhm. The first thing he said was, I hope you don't need me to stop getting anything because literally I have to go home and unplug the radios. We had such a bad storm the other night. The thunder woke me up. And the first thing I did, like out of a dead sleep, I woke up, I looked up on, I went, did you unplug the radios?
Just did.
The radio's safe. I don't care about dogs or you. The radio's safe.
Yes. Are the radios safe?
I heard the first rumble and I got up and I unplugged everything. And then she heard about 10 minutes later, she woke up and she's like, did you unplug everything? I already did.
Gotta
So good
gotta
on
have the
her.
It
priorities.
was my first. It was awful. It was a big boom.
so one of the projects that I'm working on is station automation, and there are switches out there that when you remove power to them will open up and disconnect your antennas. So it's an automated thing. But part of that process, I know you guys being in the Tampa, or not, well, not in Tampa, but in Central Florida, it's pretty much the lightning capital of the world. So I'm sure you guys see it not only through storms, but also the heat lightning too. That's very common down there. But one of the utilize automation so when lightning is detected, it automatically disconnects those antennas for you, so you don't have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, run over and unplug everything, or keep everything unplugged and only plug it in when you need it. So
Share that to me, please.
Yeah.
I will do that. So our friend Kyle, AA0Z, does a lot of automation with Node-RED, and so there's some pieces that are and parts that are tied to that, but it's not in a roundabout outside of a Raspberry Pi and maybe the antenna disconnect switches, which I don't think are very expensive. Under $200 for a 2-port. It's Paradigm. Yeah, it's Paradigm switches, right? So
yeah, we love
so something like that is a very useful and good way to kind of integrate some of this newer technology that a lot of people in amateur radio have been hiding from.
So Tim, before
yes,
it gets too far
yeah.
here, Richard KE9DMM, he passed his tech Saturday and got call sign today. Congratulations, Richard.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Was it KE9?
Awesome.
KE9DMM, yeah.
KE9DMM. Wow. So the 9 region's been moving. I got my original call sign 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, it was KD9 DAC. So I know it seemed like it took forever for them to get out of the KDs. So awesome. Well, congratulations, Richard.
That's awesome.
Get your general.
No, we're not going to be like that.
I will.
Yeah, oh, listen, I didn't have my general for 5 seconds before they started with the when you're going to get your extra.
So actually, that's a good segue with that, Julie. You just got your general, and part of that was because you guys do a lot of, well, you were doing a lot of logging for Vaughn while he was doing POTA activations as the general. Yeah. So you could, if you wanted to be the control operator, you could operate, but you could not operate on your own. You've now since recently passed your general. What is that like for you now that you've done it? How does that, I guess, make you feel? And not that we're going to get touchy feely here or anything, but
no. It's really great. It's wonderful to be able to get on the air and actually record my voice and to actually work an activation. I had some experience working 10 meters, obviously. So, and I'm not shy, so I didn't have a problem grabbing the mic from Vaughn and talking anyway. But it's
out of control operator
a little bit. Sorry. So that part of it has been great. The little bit of a tough part, I think, that we had a growing pains with was who's going to log, who are we going to log it under? Are we going to both log? Are we going to, who's going to entertain YouTube while the other one is talking? Because I entertained YouTube and I logged, and that was my job.
Now
and like scream in his ear from time to time, and he was just making contact left and right. And that was a really great dynamic. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I also like to hold the mic now, though. And so that has been a little bit, we're still kind of working on that. It's a little bit of a work in progress generally, because everything's already set up underneath his call sign.
Logging part.
I'll log underneath him, and then I just do the ADI file master thing. And
we're actually working with World Radio League, Ham Radio Prep, and James and Andy and all those guys out there are working on a way to just add a second operator in the list.
So it'll automatically
automatically send it over there.
Okay. So
we're working on that.
Julie, do you have your own POTA account now? Okay.
Oh yeah, I've had one since I had.
I know you're working with World Radio League, and we need to get those guys on. We've had Sebastian with Ham 2K or Polo. So I know Polo, and I think Hammers does it, will allow you to put a second operator or multiple operators in, and will create individual files for every operator. So you can upload those to the POTA website.
We actually did that today with our POTA activation with Polo.
There you go.
Now you can You can go back into Log Manager and add,
Do
Okay.
that.
and then send the ADI to him.
It's easier to use the ADI master though, because I can just click, highlight, replace all, done. Steve,
Eric.
KO4 AFL. Vaughn is knows the second. Yeah, now he.
Right.
Eric says Vaughn is now known as the second operator.
By the way,
So-
Eric's in there right now. I gotta throw props. He's the one that made the 49 to
awesome.
1 in Fed over here that we're gonna give it away tomorrow for
Eric keeps me spoiled. He sends me.
takes care of us.
He keeps me spoiled. He sends me pen toppers to hit Vaughn with.
I believe I met Eric right at
Prince and-
Orlando. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, he
Or, I'm
went
sorry,
with
not
us
Orlando.
to
To
Applebee's.
Xenia when we were out at the lake.
Dayton, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Eric keeps me spoiled. He sent me antennas with my name on them.
Kite antenna.
A kite.
That is cool.
Kite antenna. Only he thought he was being so cute. He sent, because I still had my tech when he sent it to me, and he thought he was being cute because he was like, Julie only gets a 10-meter one until she gets her general. And if she don't like it, she can go fly a kite. That's what he told me.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. That
He likes to pick at me. It's a lot of fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Yeah, World Radio League has also really been really supportive of us, and
We love Jim
we
and James.
Jim and James and Andy and all those guys over at World Radio League. Literally, if we have a problem with one of our logs, we email or call them, and bam, they just fix it.
well,
right
I tell you,
They're really
I kind of jokingly call it the logging wars of 2025. You know, between the three platforms, but I'm happy that we have the three different platforms, because not every program is going to be a good fit for everybody. That's one, but two, it spurs competition, and when we have competition between them, and I know I've talked to Sebastian about this, he enjoys having the competition because it helps him to write a better program, right? So I'm sure all three of the groups feel that way, that it's good, and I'm glad. I think they benefit from it, and I think us as portable operators benefit from that also too. Especially the easier that they make it, the better. And one of the things that I really enjoy is being able to, just because I have it on my phone, roll right into wherever I'm at. If I'm coming home on the interstate and there's a wreck, I'll divert and go to a park and sit in the park instead of sitting on the interstate and go activate. I know a lot of people are like, let's go to a specific park. They have tasks and stuff like that. Me, I just want to operate. I'll make contacts. I don't care where it's at.
Yeah.
So, Julie, are you driven by parks? Are you driven by?
She's the planner.
I am driven by fun places. So I also like to have a checklist, right? So early on, before I even had my tech license, I printed out all the Florida parks. And so we highlight them as we get them done. So that makes me feel accomplished. Although I need my own list now. And I do. I would do it in pink. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Vaughn, I'm the second operator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Vaughn, I feel like I'm going to make a T-shirt for that one too. I've got the other one that I'm still working on. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I feel like I'm the second operator is going to be another.
I'm
T-shirt.
the second operator.
Yeah.
Don't mind
I'll
me.
be like, I'm primary operator.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm the second operator.
Julie, I got to say, it sounds like, in a good way, you're almost a little bit competitive in a good way.
Yeah. We have competition, especially when people are like, I'm here for the YL. Go away.
It's so funny sometimes. It happens a lot more on 10 meters than it does like when we're on 20 or 40. DX will actually just say, yeah, great. I was holding for the YL. There's a YL activating on this frequency.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah.
So here's one for you to add to your list of competition type stuff. A kilo in under 20 activations.
Yeah.
That's about our average.
That's our average.
It's about 20 activations per kilo. That's about our average. We've done, I think, 2 out of the 6 or 7. I don't know. We've done in less than that.
That's my personal, like, if they had an award for it, check.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually going to try for field day. We're doing field day from a park. We're going to stay overnight, 24 hours, and it is my goal, with one exception, to break to go to dinner. My goal is to get my kilo at, because it's the first park that Vaughn ever got his kilo at. And so that is my goal, is to get the kilo during field day. I think I've already got like 200 something contacts there, because we go and we pop in over there from time to time. What are you doing?
So B Willen on the comments there had popped up and said about a dual mic setup. We already have the dual operator controller by Paradan.
The problem is when we're operating, it's fine. If we weren't including all y'all, then it would be absolutely fine. The problem is the YouTube live stream, you can't hear you, which is how this whole thing started to begin with, is that we wanted to be able to broadcast and go live so that you could hear you on the live stream.
So we've been having a kind of a fight about that, and also dinner break at
at an Applebee's.
Yes.
During a tornado.
So Vaughn, I have an easy solution for you.
Yeah,
speaker output splitter.
Yeah,
that'll do the trick for you.
The problem is volume. Now I'm adjusting volume for our headsets. That's going to adjust the volume for your output also. So it's just a fight that I'm going to have to figure out.
Let's talk offline.
Yeah.
Julie has me as a friend on Facebook, so
that's true.
You should too.
Huh.
Hey, now it's nobody hooking up online here, Frank. We're not. Nobody's hooking up online here.
Wow.
Kind of
okay, Tim. Okay. Now, Vaughn, I think I sent you a friend request too.
I don't actually go on Facebook.
Vaughn actually is very rarely on his own personal page. He generally is on POTA Power.
See, there you go.
I only go on my personal page because of Facebook Marketplace. Other than that, I could care less.
Yeah, he's probably got. Although I will say sometimes it goes through spurts, and I don't know what causes it, but I will go through when we first started POTA Power. I was getting 100 friend requests a day, and so I was accepting a lot of them because they had call signs, right? So I was just like, oh, I'll get you moved over to POTA Power. It'd be great. And then it got out of hand. So I for the most part, I don't look at my friend requests hardly anymore, because most of it, like, I don't know who that is. So I'll go through. Actually, Vaughn does it for me. He goes through them occasionally, and
I go, nope.
And no, what he does is he responds and he says, join our adventures over at POTA Power, and join us there. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we have a good time. But as far as competition goes, I still do want to set up. I want to set up in Ocklawaha, and I want to run one of us on one side and the other one on the other side. Same band. I don't know how that works. We're gonna have to get. I'm gonna have
to go to a different park.
That's fine. Go to a different park.
Just go to the other side of the park. You'll be fine.
So if you got two radios, you can do that easily. You just get bandpass filters and you can work together.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
We're trying to find a good bandpass filter. If anybody actually has experience with a working bandpass filter that actually works, we tried some at field day last year. They were garbage.
Did you buy the Chinese ones off of Alibaba?
No.
Timu.
Okay. So I know Mike K8MRD has tested those and had pretty good luck with them.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
But we were all on the same train there.
But there are some commercial ones that you can buy. In commercial, I mean made within the community, but for sale. But the thing is that that's one of those items that they want to charge some money for. The good news is that they are not that hard to make. You can build them on your own. So I would encourage. I know Smokin' Ape is got a video on building some of those. You can buy the components fairly inexpensive, and it's just wrapping some toroids and doing some soldering and getting a nano VNA to tune them, and you're in business.
Just like Andy over there at Ham Radio League, World Radio League, Ham Radio Prep. Andy wants us to build a biscuit antenna.
I want to build an antenna. And Vaughn wants me to do it. Actually, it was a whole thing. Like there was a whole thing of me putting the antenna together, wrapping the toroid and everything all by myself.
Yeah.
And they want me to go live with it and do it live.
That would be a car crash.
I think it would be pretty fun, spectacular with pepperoni and glitter. Car crash.
People
My husband.
sit and watch waiting for a train wreck. They do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do.
Watch us.
And if it works out, great. And if it's a train wreck, even better. That's reality TV, right? That's why people are glued to Oprah every day and Dr. Phil and all those shows.
It's
Right.
true.
And
Jerry
I will
Springer.
I will say this: watch any of my antenna building videos, the live streams that I've done. They are always train wrecks, but they're fun.
It's going to be spectacular. But the rule is that Vaughn couldn't help me.
Yeah. I'm when it comes to videos, I try to be a perfectionist as far as the stream quality, the audio quality, the picture, the lighting.
He worries about all this.
I
You know what I
worry-
did before? I was laying in the bed scrolling.
So when you want to put together a antenna, I don't have the patience to sit there and watch you fiddle with it. I'm like, let's go, let's get it done. I want it pretty. Let's go, make it look good. Yeah.
I think he should just have a drink and enjoy the show.
Vaughn, tell me you're a photographer on the side without telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take pretty
Mhm.
pictures.
He does actually. All the pictures of if you look at our page and there's like really beautiful artistic flower pictures, that's not me. Guess where I am? I'm over by the water. I'm reading all of the historical signs. Like that's what I'm doing. He is taking pretty pictures of flowers.
So the broke ham, Andy, I believe is the name.
Andrew.
Yes. Said, any tips on activating in a G4 storm? I tried last week and that sucked.
We actually have a pretty good network of locals. If we get 5 or 6 contacts on HF and the solar storm wipes us out, we could make a couple of contacts via text message and get everybody on Simplex.
Yeah, our Simplex, yeah.
And we'll get Simplex lit up, whether it be 6 meters, 2 meters, whatever.
We were having some issues when we were in Xenia, and that park just north or whatever the direction was, that the chief, the newer one that was there this year, the one that we tried the activation in, the day before, we ended up flipping over to 2 meters and calling CQ POTA on the the 14652 frequency. Besides the cranky old farts that didn't like the fact that we did that.
Yeah.
We made
That goes back
tons of context.
Yeah, you could do that. That goes back to last week. It depends on your area. Like my area, it's like you could hear a pin drop on 146.52.
Well, in this scenario, most of the people that were on there
We're close.
We're leaving Hamvention for the day.
Well, you have that option too when you're in that cluster of an event.
We actually run our infed almost invis anyways, and so 40 meters for local, like for Ocala, Tampa, Orlando, Gainesville, Jacksonville, some of the big invis works good for us when the bands suck too on 40 meters, so we can hear locals.
Absolutely. So I generally at
problem.
dark I switch over to 40 meters.
Yep.
And I get about 300 to 400 mile radius top. So from central Indiana, northern Florida, Georgia, maybe some Alabama, like Huntsville, Alabama area, and just kind of that thing. Toronto or Hamilton, Ontario. I get some contacts. Before then, I'm on 20 and 15 and 10 and whatever, and we've been able to work a few times in the late afternoon, early evening. But it's always kind of tough. We're right in that zone where you guys are at. I think I think you probably need to be just a little further south, or I need to be a little further north, and it wouldn't be an issue.
Get you sometimes on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, I do the Sunday morning thing, but that's earlier. But I'm also running,
Well, I heard when I'm on the air Sunday morning, you run out of bed in your underwear to get on the radio.
Yeah,
Accurate.
my boxers. Yeah,
Accurate. I'm gonna send you a picture.
In your boxers. Okay. All right. Your ham radio boxers, right?
yeah.
The ones with the bow fangs.
I'm
Blue fangs on them.
I'm looking for
so I
somebody to send
believe
me some POTA boxers.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. I will absolutely do that. I will have them custom made.
so our friend James on here, Corky QRP, has some Baofeng gear, and I bet on his shop, I bet he can he could print up some customized Baofeng boxers.
Listen, isn't that the one? Wait, no, isn't that the one that's $20? Is $20?
Yeah,
we could get that put across the back.
I need a vacation, y'all.
I know James is in the chat too.
Yeah.
He's in there.
Does that right?
Yeah,
I make some boxers. There's James. Yep.
Boof wang.
Yep.
Boof wang boxers.
Yeah.
Boof wang.
I don't know about some Fang boxers, but some POTA boxers would be fun.
You keep
We'll see what we can work on.
Across one of my red dresses.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just get you some icon ones.
Speaking of,
careful! You just hit the camera again.
I didn't hit the camera.
Yeah,
I hit the table. I didn't hit the camera.
So Dave, the hillbilly ham, says he usually likes to make contact with POTA Power from Missouri when the storms allow him to stand up his antenna.
That's true. That's true. He's normally in chat anyway.
Yeah,
and
he normally hangs out.
A little bit.
I'll fix it. Hold on.
So while we're waiting, yes, Brett, we can see the Twitter chat across to YouTube. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay, good.
There we go.
Yeah, we got Twitter.
Icon red dress.
Yes.
I have what we call them my POTA dresses. They're really great. We call them my POTA dresses because they're like, it's like a little tennis skirt, and they're nice and cool, and it's hot here, y'all. And so there's red. Oh, listen.
Oh, hey, now that sounds like a photo shoot there for Only Ham's, the Only Ham site.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Vaughn, you got me with that one. Yes, my green screens can take it out, but
yes, sir, you got one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
hey, Andy,
one of the first ones that sent us one, like a little gift and stuff. That was super cute and super sweet. Although I told him that I'm gonna do it like.
There you go.
A bow. You could do it that way, yeah.
I think I would wear.
So James did mention that he's going to put out a line of a variety of ham boxers.
I love it.
Let's do it.
I love it.
Exclusively from the Ham Radio Kids Table and Corky QRP.
Love it.
A variety of boxers. See, you guys don't get this kind of conversation on those other ham radio live streams.
This is not your grandpa's.
That's right.
This isn't Grandpa's Ham Radio. We are here to have fun.
That's right.
And radio is part of that.
Radio is then so much fun for me. I absolutely. So just a little history for people who don't know is that I made fun of Vaughn for like 15 years. I would laugh at him until the neighbors were making fun of him when he was outside. Oh, poor guy. And I would laugh and be like, and I'd actually move him all the way out into the shed, and he had like just one radio in the bedroom and none of this. This is my living room now.
This is actually half of the living room.
and so the kids are getting older and they're starting to do their own thing. And he started to go to these parks and he was like, I'm gonna go to this battlefield and activate it. I'm like, are you participating in a reenactment? What are you doing? And why are you going to a battlefield? Not taking me. And so I love history and I love to go and travel anywhere, all places. And so I slowly started to just attend with him and I surprised him and went and got my tech license and he didn't know. So cool. I make fun of him all the time, but really between going to the different places, and I love to plan. Like, I'm that person when you book a vacation with, like, you get the packet of paper with your itinerary.
True. She's literally done that.
Well, if you're taking a family vacation, and when I say family, I mean multiple families, like his sister, his brother, his parents, my parents, and nobody's ever been, but we've been. I'm like, here's your pamphlet. These are the directions. This is your need to know. These are your maps. This are the bike trails. This is what we've got planned.
Let's go golfing. We're gonna go golfing one night. We're gonna go.
Julie, me too. Me too.
Putt golf one night.
I love it. So like as a matter of fact, it's really funny because as we have been going and doing parks, I'm getting a little bit more like, we'll just see when we get there. And today Vaughn tells me, he's like, so do we have a plan for this? And I'm like, I have a loose idea of what I want to do. He goes, I think it might be better if we know exactly where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there. And I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, because if we sit around doing this number too long.
Yeah, I get fussy.
So we got to actually have a schedule and a plan, and we're going to have some fun.
I don't like to be still.
So this Friday night, we're going to be driving up to Destin, and anyways, moving up. We're going to be going up to Destin for a couple days.
For Vaughn's birthday.
Cool.
And we're going to play ham radio in a couple parks. We're going to be doing
3. I have them planned.
We're going to do a beach. We're going to do a bombing range.
It's an old retired bombing range. We're not going to a bombing range. It's a retired bombing range that they made into a campground.
Do a bombing while I'm there, and then we're going to go to a waterfall on the way back.
Oh, we're going to Falling Waters waterfall
in the Panhandle.
In the Panhandle. I'm super excited about that. That's been on a bucket list. We've been looking at that for a year or more, actually.
Well, Vaughn, as one June baby to another, happy birthday.
Thank
Aww.
you. Happy birthday back at you, brother.
So, yeah, no.
Another June baby.
Really, Tim? Okay.
Yeah.
Aww.
I knew I liked
it.
Oh.
It's the gray beard, man. Us gray beard guys have to stick together. That's right.
Us June kids got to stick together because we had all the birthdays at once at the end of school each year.
Well, yeah, it's actually I enjoy my birthday. It's June 25th, and so I'm exactly 6 months between Christmas and my birthday. So I get every 6 months I get presents.
So I had we lived in a very poor house as a child growing up, and so summer times sucked because kids are home and there's nothing to do and. We just got out of school and nobody's got any money to do nothing. And so birthdays kind of stunk during the summertime. But,
I make up for it now.
Make up for it
That's
now.
always a good thing.
I think we're going to go to a ham radio outlet when we get back from Destin and go shopping.
Yeah, I put away. So the problem is that Vaughn went to Dayton and he had a set. Last year was super easy because I got him the POTA and I got him a 100-foot spool of POTA and it was Father's Day, birthday. It was great. And so I was really surprised.
That Messi and Filoni POTA 7 is amazing.
It is really super nice. He made me cut it, though.
So
you get to learn how to cut it.
That's sacrilege.
Keeps like,
That's bad.
Yeah, he made me cut it. Now he got the Evos from
Okay, so you got the right connectors.
And,
that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he made me. He said, "You bought it." He gave me the cutter things, and I was like, "I know how much I pay for this." And he's like, "There's a whole bunch of it. So if you mess up, we'll just cut it again and do it." I'm like, "But we're ruining it." And it works great. So we have a 25-foot section that we use all the time, and then we've got a 75-foot section for when.
So now that you've cut it and you've put on connectors and have done that, how do you feel about the
I
next
even
time?
soldered. Oh, it's fine.
No, you're like,
I've done
yeah, whatever.
It's fine.
No big deal.
The only reason that I was even really concerned about it was because I'm the one who shelled out the money for all of that. I was like, I'm gonna mess it up. But I didn't. He didn't let me mess it up. But he makes me do all that myself. I mean, you should have seen the first time I had to get on the radio. Tim, you saw me work a radio. Like I don't have a problem with that. I got but I don't have a problem working a radio. But it's because he teaches you by going, do it.
That's how you do it. Do it
Do it.
again.
That's fair.
Do it again.
That's fair.
If you mess it up, we'll turn it off or restart it and try again. Or we'll cut another and we'll just redo it again.
That's the way to learn.
It's fine.
That's how I
Yep.
teach people.
In fact, you know what's funny is when you order stuff on like where does Mezzi Employment
Italy.
come from? Like DX Engineering? No, from DX
Oh, yeah.
Engineering. That's where they're
I think a
It
couple
takes
of them carry them. I think Gigaparts carry
forever.
them.
I don't remember where I ordered it.
It
from.
takes forever. But if you order those Evo connectors from Gigaparts, they're here in 2 days flat.
No, not Gigaparts.
Or
From
from Mezzi Employment.
From Illinois. From Italy.
Illinois,
So,
Italy.
we
same
actually-
place.
Tim, I'm
Yeah.
Italian. Come on now.
I tell you, those
Who's
Evo
better further
connectors,
away?
I swear, I ordered them on Friday and they were here on Monday. They were
Word.
awesome.
True story.
And I made sure you get the strain relief that you got to use the little thing and pull it's great. Mezzi Employment got it figured out.
So James says, I only learn through failure, pain, and blood. So
Oh, I would leave out the blood. I don't mind a little failure or a little pain, but blood, I'll be.
well, I suppose
activation.
where is the pain? I mean, it could be that you cut your finger or a pain in the wallet too. I mean, that's open for
Yeah.
interpretation here, James.
Or you grabbed a hot
Maybe
radiating antenna.
Oh, yeah. So we got a new ham locally that I've been helping out, trying to get him on the air, and he actually I think in like 2 weeks he went from tech to extra.
That's the second one that you've done that.
What a jerk. Anyway, so
What's really funny is so this. I mean, there's absolutely nothing like I studied really hard and I got to the end. I was not like the extra by April thing, although I did do my general by April. I was more like I need to have my general by Dayton. And so towards the end, it was just like there was things like I didn't even read the part on antennas. I didn't have to. He has exposed me to enough antennas. I knew what I was talking about for antennas. But on some of that other stuff, the schematics and things, like I just had to memorize the picture. I'm like, I have no idea what that does, but I know that that's what that is. So what's really funny is we still have all of these really great guys that are extras that are still coming over to our house, and Vaughn's still teaching them things, which is great about the hobby.
So I tell them, listen, if you put the feed point here, just make sure you don't touch the end of this thing because it'll cook your kid's hand.
Talking about cooking the kid's hand, tell a story about when we were at the beach.
Oh, so we're at the
That's a funny
beach
story.
and we're actually trying to make a spool tenna
Video.
Spool tenna video. By the way, spool tenna. You use your coupon code POTA Power for 10% off. Anyways,
Infomercial, Vaughn.
Not a commercial, Vaughn.
Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I know. So,
Give me a hard
anyway,
time.
spool tenna.
Vaughn, I'm giving you a hard time. Use code Grayman POTA.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I don't care.
So, anyways, so we're doing a commercial for spool tenna, and we put the antenna up. We're going to activate on the beach, and we're going to do it
Put
with
on the
kite.
kite.
All of a sudden,
It was beautiful. I had to go buy an umbrella on the way to the beach because I was like, your little pasty white self is going to get burned. So I said, we got to definitely get an umbrella. Well, I'm glad that we bought the umbrella because we got out to the beach and like in true Florida fashion. And it just dumped all over us. But
2
before
o'clock in the
that, it was
afternoon?
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you should know better.
But,
You're subtropic.
Sometimes we get lucky.
Listen, we don't listen. The weather people in Florida may as well be fortune tellers on the side of the road because they can't tell you anything. It doesn't matter. It's a job I need because you never have to be right about anything. So if you stay home, it'll be beautiful. If you go, it'll probably rain. But either way, it's fine. You luck out occasionally.
So, anyways, back to the antenna.
Sorry, my bad.
So we will put spool antenna up on a kite, and I'm hearing this tap, 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 tap sound. And I'm over here trying to put the BNC connector into the bottom of the spool.
It was not plugged into anything. No power or anything.
It literally, it like cooked my fingers. And the static electricity from the antenna whipping around in the wind was enough to just shock the mess out of me.
So I'm such a newbie that was I was like amazed at that. It was
It
amazing.
really did. It really did pop me good.
So you
Poor
guys
guy.
talking about the
Then
weather
we got
like
dumped
that?
on.
You guys talking about the weather
All
like
right,
that?
John, you gonna open up a can? Go ahead, Tim. John wants to know: do women dislike being called YLs,
Well,
young ladies?
hang on. Before we get into there, I actually did put a poll up on there. So if you guys want to, let's see, I got to put it in the thing here. Unfortunately, the way Restream works, we would have to go to the actual Ham Radio Kids Table YouTube channel to do that. So there is a link in there. If you guys want to click on that, just go over there you can answer your question on the poll. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that here just in a little bit. But I am still really interested to find out about Vaughn getting shocked. I mean, that's
It was just the static electricity, and then the big lightning started to come down, and so
it
we
was
rolled
like-
everything up and hid underneath the umbrella. But it
We
lit
found
me
out
up
that
pretty
our
good.
little case is waterproof that day.
Yeah, we run
Like
these,
a heart.
these Walmart heart boxes.
That's the benefit of having your wife involved. He literally was carrying everything in 100 bags. I don't understand the need for every little thing to have its own bag, but apparently it does.
Got to keep it
It's a-
separated.
it's a guy
rule,
thing.
and
It's a guy thing.
Yeah, and everything has its own little pouch. Well, that's fine. Only I then now look like I'm a camel and a pack mule, and I've got 400 bags, right? I'm
This
not
is
doing that.
Wednesday. It's Hump
So
Wednesday. It's
I-
okay, Julie.
Yeah.
So Tim, I got to disagree with that. It's not all guys because I like everything in one box right there, ready to go.
Well,
So
it's not
are
ready.
you a
I mean,
girl,
it
Frank?
is.
Is that
I mean,
what you're saying?
No, but that's how I
Okay,
like
just
things.
checking.
that's all right.
It's okay.
Listen, we can
We're
hang
here in
out.
California, Frank.
Oh, I know.
Frank, you and I are in California. It's okay.
Here's the thing. Everybody is still, everything is still in a bag, but all the bags now go into our little roller toolbox thing.
There you
got,
go.
like a Milwaukee
we
pack
like
out.
So yeah, and it's waterproof now. Well, when we went to Cedar Key, and to get to the preserve in Cedar Key, I had to rent a water taxi, and so I was not carrying every 800 little miniature bags. And Vaughn reuses every bag. So we've got the DeWalt bag, we've got lunch boxes, we've got all different kinds of bags.
You got
of
some
everything.
Walmart bags?
Look, he's got a DeWalt bag. Look, wait, there you go. What is
fanny
that?
pack, and inside a fanny
Oh, here
pack
we go.
is
See what I did?
LDG.
You got to have your kit. Got you. Do you have a binding post in there anywhere? Do you have binding post
So,
and
and just
spare
not
speaker
mess
wire?
with my battery box. That's something he's not allowed to mess with. Batteries mounted in it, so.
all the antennas, the spool antenna, the off-center fed dipole, the kite antenna from Eric, all that goes inside the DeWalt bag that's inside your car already, ready to go for tomorrow.
So
Yay.
James says, I like
Charge
everything
battery.
in one box, but the problem is I have too many boxes. Absolutely.
There you go.
So all those boxes go inside of a
And James says,
backpack.
I just
The boxes.
Cedar Key, John. Cedar Key.
Yeah. Cedar Key.
and James, as I just said, that's what labels are for. Come on,
TO in the house.
Which TO? My TO?
your TO.
TO.
My
Yeah.
TO. That's a funny story. He was on Clubhouse last night, and he didn't even realize, I guess, how that came about. When he was doing Tortoise Overland, he was in our chat, and that was just a lot. It's a mouthful to say. And
Tortoise
so,
Overland.
Tortoise Overland. I have trouble apparently. And so
Vaughn.
I started calling him TO, and then he's like, but it's not that TO. And I'm like, that's fine. It's my TO. I don't care. It's my stream. My TO.
Yeah, it's not that TO. It's the other
I
TO.
was like, then it's my TO. So that's how he became my TO.
Also, just for S's and G's, right now we're charging our watt cycle battery. I'm not sure if it'll tighten up on that right there. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Hang on.
Our watt cycle battery,
Hang on. Wait.
70%
Oh,
right
hold
now.
on, hold on.
Showing off
Nice
the-
job. Nice job, Tim. Nice
There
job.
you go.
Boom. There we go.
There we go.
You
There
are
we go.
indignant now.
Each one of the cells. There you go. So watt cycle mini is 100 amp hours. I normally get about 7 activations before I have to charge it again. But it doesn't just charge my antenna or my radio. I keep
All
my
the
radio.
late
It's
video
the It's the laptop. It's the logging tablet. It's the streaming box. It's the cell phones. It charges everything. So I bet you I probably.
So Vaughn, I think I just found out how you shocked yourself with that antenna. You had it hooked up to the battery.
No,
He didn't. That's the first thing I said. Did you hook that up to the battery already? It was like, no. I was like, how's that happening?
Static discharge coming off that line.
It was wild.
So, speaking of that, I had this queued up, but I have to queue it up again if Tim will bring it up once he sees it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 110%
Absolutely.
accurate. One of our very first activations we did in a hurricane, because we live in Central Florida. I'm not saying that the hurricanes aren't bad. Hurricanes are terrible on the coast. But in Central Florida, if it blows over the lawn furniture, I mean, we will rebuild. It'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's fine. And so we went out and they were like, it's a hurricane. You guys are going to get blown away. And I will say the ride home was a little sketch.
A little sketch on the way home.
It was a little sketch on the way home.
We had a great activation.
It was so
old Dirty Pockets says, I have a pair of insulated pliers for disconnecting the coax when it gets spicy outside. That's actually probably a very good thing to have in your kit when you're out there, especially anytime when you get. What's that?
Name's on.
Send me the link. I'll buy one.
Again, a pair of Klein insulated pliers. It'll be all right.
Stuffer.
There you go. Get your own POTA Power line of insulated pliers. There, Vaughn, is what you need.
Anti-shock.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Well, so you guys, Florida man, right? I've lived in Florida, and I get it. You guys get these bad tropical storms and hurricanes and things like that all the time. So you're like, yeah, all right, whatever, hold my beer, right? So I know when they come in, right? Two things that sell out in the grocery store are beer and bread, and everything else. The number one, number two, and everything else is just kind of in between. But most people don't. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's just another day for us, and unless there's a really, really bad storm. We've had a few here in the last couple of years come through, but for the most part, I mean, and as the eye comes in and all the water comes rushing out, I know people run out as far as they can on the beach because they're seeing parts of the beach they won't normally see because it's normally underwater during high and low tide. But
So we're not crazy, end of the world preppers. But we live in the middle of the Ocala National Forest. Like literally, my backyard is 4471. It literally is a park.
It is true. It is true.
And so we do a little bit of prepping, whether or not we need to bug out during a forest fire, or if we do have a situation where the power is going to be out for a week and a half, 2 weeks because of the hurricane. We're ready.
Well, and I think you have to be down there because, once again, you never know when a storm is going to come through, and it just might be that at least during the summertime, you get every 2 o'clock every day, you get the torrential downpour for a half an hour, and that could be enough that knocks the power line out or put you in a bad way for a bit. You got to be ready to go.
So Brett, I want to just clarify. I do not activate from my house. We actually have to go outside the property to the lakefront.
There's a public lake that we live on that you have to get like on the easement of where the actual Ocala National Forest, but it is manned by FWC, which is Florida Wildlife. We don't actually activate from out there because I feel like it's cheating, but I have
that is one thing I sometimes I don't know if people realize, but when you are in a public park to activate, you have to be on public land.
Yep.
Public accessible land to do that.
So we literally, if I was to activate, we literally would have to go to the water's edge to get away from our backyard
lake.
So
that we don't actually.
We don't do that.
We don't.
We live 3.5 miles from
it's not even
Akawaha Prairie. We live another 5 miles from Sunny Hill.
Well, Ocala National Forest.
Silver
is
Springs is
literally
right down the
there.
road.
We've got like 7 home parks that we've got kilos at because there's plentiful.
So Eric's asking if you got swamp puppies in that lake, and I'm going to answer it. If it's if there's a kiddie pool full of water in Florida, you can have an alligator in there. So that's all it is a kiddie pool full of water.
So we actually have a rule in our privately public lake is if it gets over 6 foot and you catch it, it's yours. Only if it's in season.
Yep.
If it goes
Sounds
over
about right.
if it goes over 6 foot and whoever catches it,
Aren't they pretty much in season year round? No.
No, they have their own season like everything else around here. Howdy, Gary.
Tags hard to get.
No. Locations are hard to get. So you can't just get a tag for all the forests. They're sectioned up into groups of
Sorry,
areas.
we were talking about the lake, and my kid's out on the lake fishing, and it's
Eric,
dark.
you come to Florida, we'll take you for gator bites.
Oh, gator. Taking Gator Joe's.
That's what
I'd say go down to Krabby Bill's,
Yeah.
and but I don't even know, is Krabby Bill's still down there in Clearwater, or Indian Rocks?
I know where Indian Rocks is, but I've never heard of.
You've
Krabby
never been to
Bill's.
Krabby Bill? Oh my God, that was the place to go.
Well, Vaughn's looking it up.
That was the place to go. So let's talk about the poll question there, and I'd like to hear from people what their thoughts are on some of the old terms that are used in amateur radio. I threw out last week that I would like to see us get rid of using OM and XYL and YL to describe people in amateur radio. There's an argument I think that could be made for with CW back in the early 1900s, but today the use case for CW is pretty small, and otherwise it's mostly voice things, and that's kind of the old guard I would say, and maybe not necessarily reflective of today's society. Not saying that the word police are there, because I get it, but on the other hand, I just think that some things probably need to go. Frank took my tweet and put it over onto QRZ, the dumpster fire that website is, and that stirred up a hornet's nest.
Their forums for
no,
a dumpster fire.
Not only your tweet, Tim, but what Amanda and Sarah and Karen and others stated on my live stream actually almost a year ago now. It was June 14th last year. Let's get rid of it. Just address, and Julie and Vaughn will get their turn here in a second with this one. Just Amanda put it best. Just address them by their call signs or their name. No need for YL or OM. And looking at the poll right now, it's still fluctuating, but 35% say yes, get rid of it. 31% say no, and 35% say I don't know.
So is that a split option? So if I had to put I don't know in there, do you think it would be 50-50 or one way leaning towards the other?
Yeah, it'd be pretty close.
I mean, I understand people don't have an opinion yet or whatever, because it's kind of a transition. What, Julie, being the YL on the panel, what are your thoughts on something like that?
Here's the thing. I don't know that I care. Like I said, it's useful because I want to encourage women to get their license. And if you've got your license, and if your husband is there and you're at a park with him and he can operate you, and I hear that come through, I want to get kids and YLs like those. We'll stop everything that we're doing. Yep. And sometimes you can't hear the call sign. So you'll say, okay, stop. I can hear a YL. I guess we could say lady.
Yeah, if we're working a pile up and there's 8 or 10 people calling and I can hear a YL's voice, a young lady's voice, I'll say, stop everything. We're going to time out. let's catch the YL or the
Well,
young
or the kid.
person.
Okay,
Yeah.
but would it be
No.
would it be easier to say just say young lady
Or
Yeah.
female,
or
or something. I guess
even
it could
even
be-
if it's 80-year-old lady, just
Just
it's always polite to say young lady.
Yeah. I don't like XYL. XYL.
and I had never even heard of OM until today.
Yeah.
That's not something
old
you
guys.
use.
Old guys called each other old guy, old man. But I would never refer to her as my old lady. That's
No.
ain't happening. I'll get the cast iron pan at me.
No.
Ain't happening.
Hey,
But
hey,
that's just
there's not photos.
disrespectful.
It didn't happen.
So Vaughn will be there. Click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Boom.
I get it. Incoming,
Vaughn
incoming,
is-
incoming.
So you guys even know Vaughn is the paparazzi.
Yeah.
He is the paparazzi.
I mean, if you want to record it on
got one
video
night
too,
off.
I will gladly incorporate it into a video
guys-
of some sort.
Did you not see our study session? Like right before the night before I went and took my general, I set up the funnest study session because he's studying for his extra and I'm studying for my general. And so like you get to see him, like I smacked him in the face with a tortilla because
Yep.
he got it wrong. I plied him in the face because he got one wrong. And I silly stringed you.
Yeah.
And then I did like, hurrah, I won with like one of those little poppers with like the confetti and it hit him straight in the head. It was
Straight in the
hysterical. It was, I cried. I was laughing so hard. We had a great time.
Yeah.
So-
that was a good one.
So now here's an interesting take on it. So as hams, unless we have lookup tool readily available, we don't know who is on the other side of the microphone unless you get to know people, right? Like us POTA activators, we know our regulars. We can count on them. But for those new people, like the guy I was out with today doing POTA and soda with, he's still relatively new. He doesn't know these people. If he hears what sounds like a YL voice and it's some young kid that hasn't grown into their voice yet, he could be going the wrong way with that. So how do we know for sure it's a YL? That's why I think we should get rid of it,
That's only happened to us like
Yeah,
twice.
I've had that
Once
happen
or
too.
twice.
We're knocking on 10,000 contacts, and I think that's only happened to us once or twice.
And
But
so
it still
I-
happened.
Yeah.
That's my point is, you call out the YL and it's a 8, 9, 10-year-old kid,
We would
that's
stop everything anyways
It
for a
wouldn't
kid.
matter. It wouldn't
well, what
matter.
I'm saying is, people might get upset. Oh, you called that kid a YL and they're not a YL.
Yeah.
Well, but
Okay, the person with the very high voice. Everyone, if you have a deep voice, stop talking.
See,
Stop
there
talking,
you go,
I'm gonna
Jeff.
turn off
There
my
you go.
radio.
That's
I'm done.
exactly.
Here's the thing: if they're not a YL or don't identify as a YL, whatever the situation is, if they're not, then maybe don't answer. I don't know.
I've called for a YL before
Yeah, but
and
single-
no one answered. I'm like, okay, the station it was like Kilo Oscar, it's like a Kilo Oscar, whatever it was, and I called for that, and then they came back to me, but I couldn't tell by the voice if it was a woman or a kid, so I don't always know.
Right.
So
That's my point.
So Eric just made a simple solution. Don't say YL, just pick that one up first. A lot of times, if there's 8 calls, you can't catch the
Yeah.
YLs or the young
Yeah.
kids call. So, I agree with you, but at the same time, when you're working that many in a pile up,
I could probably pull 10 out of a pile up at that time.
I can
Oh
use
yeah.
He doesn't like for me
2.
to. He doesn't like for me to pull that many out.
If we
He
have
tries
that
to
many
stop
on a
it.
stack, we'll lose half of them by the time we get through them. So we don't
True.
like running that many at one time.
I-
Dan was like, I hate it when you guys do that because I have to wait.
I will tell you,
So-
people will move on
Yeah.
after a couple, because there are people that just like I want to run a quick, fast activation. There are people that want to do quick, fast hunting, and they're usually the ones that are running a power and all this other stuff. They just want to come in, blast everybody, go to the next one, right? And
Yeah, so I get that, and that's understandable. But at the same time, we're 2 operators, so we're already slowing down to begin with.
That's
So-
another thing too. We used to run 100 contacts every
Yeah.
night from Kilo Park, and it would take us about an
Hour and
hour
a half.
because I'm chatty, so it takes a bit of time. And so
It's all Vaughn's fault.
now that I actually can make contact and we have to get the exchange as well, it actually, it's cut down like 50 to 75.
It's really slowed down now that we're running 2 generals. I hope you guys don't mind if I pause real quick. I got to answer, was it Greg's question? I don't remember where it was. But anyways, we got the 7300, the 9700, the 2730 Black Edition, the ID52, and the ID51, just to answer his question. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You overachiever there or what? What's going on, Vaughn?
Well,
Toys.
I like ICOM.
He likes toys.
Well, I think ICOM
I'm
likes
just
you, Vaughn, too.
people in front of us. We literally have 3 antennas. We got a brand new Wolf River coil that we're giving away on our
Eric's homebrew.
anniversary. I got an Eric. He's in the chat right now. He for my birthday, we're going to give away one of his infeds with all the wires. And then when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a spool tenant.
I think
All of them.
Brett
donate.
also asked,
All of them.
which
We are super blessed with everybody that's been contributing and helping us out with our channel. Like
Brett was asking, what radio do you guys normally POTA with?
7300.
7300. We have 2 actually. So this is the home base, and then I have mine with the pink rails.
I actually just took
you
a
make
new.
Vaughn field activate with pink rails, huh? Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Listen, he's strong in his masculinity. He's fine. They were printed for me by a friend, and they're super pretty. Look, aren't they pretty?
Very cool.
There's blues,
Well, they look purple on the other
There's
side.
Blue and purple.
but they they're pinky colored. It's coming across a little dark, but
I see the pink in them. I mean, it's not periwinkle pink, but it's pink.
You got the
No.
pink here and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's kind of purplish, but
it is a little purplish. But these aren't exactly like the ones. These aren't exactly like the ones that I have on my radio. These are a little bit more metallic than the ones that I have on my radio. The ones that I have on my radio are the ones I have on my radio that have sparkles on them.
It's all right. It's a Walmart special. It'll be all right.
It's okay.
So, hey, stick your head in and say hi. Everybody loves it.
Oh, hold on.
Do it.
I got to embiggen him.
Wait.
There we go. You're embiggened.
do it.
Come on.
Do
Get
it.
in there. Hey, wait.
That's it.
We love to see him.
This is Mini Vaughn.
Mini Vaughn, little Vaughn.
Yeah.
And then, come on, the other side. There.
Yeah,
Come on.
come on this
Stick your
side.
head in.
That was my 15-year-old. This is my
Well,
22-year-old.
there you go.
Danielle.
Goodbye. Thanks for
So
stopping
are
by.
the kids interested or active in amateur radio? No.
No,
Nope.
not
Nope.
even a little.
No, I've tried. I've even bribed them. I said, look, you pass your technician. You can pick out whatever radio you
That's
want.
true.
And still nothing.
He told me that too.
Vaughn, Julie, one day they will.
Yeah.
Well, it took him 15 years to get me interested, so I told him just to.
There you go.
You know, something that I hear a lot when I go out and I activate in a public area, people will come by and they'll see us out there. They'll ask me questions, but almost always I hear that same statement in one form or another, and that's, I remember when, it's my grandfather, my dad, my neighbor, somebody, but there's always that fond memory that they go back to from their youth of doing it. And I'm like, well, let it live on. Grab the radio.
Yep, we're still out here. It's still popular. It's still relevant. Ham radio is hotter now than it has been in probably 20 years. And I tell you,
You think POTA's to blame for that?
POTA is a big one. Also, just the whole cell phone collapsed there for a little bit, kind of
That's
heated
true.
things up a little bit.
That's true.
I think COVID COVID lit it on fire too. So I really think that ham radio is hotter now than it's been in probably 20 years.
You'd want to Eric, you could shut off their internet access. Only, unfortunately, all their school is on the internet. So.
Yeah.
And Brian has a good point too. Right below that, one day the 3 kids will inherit the amateur radio collection and won't know how to use it.
Well, mine know how to use it.
They know how to use it.
They're just not licensed.
He used to get on the radio when he was little, and he will occasionally. I control operate him from our
when we're mobile to
when
mobile.
we're mobile and stuff. And Vaughn wants to hear about his day, or it's easier to just give him that. But he knows how to use it. As a matter of fact, he has actually Vaughn put a new ICOM in my car. And he knew how to use it because Vaughn had it in his truck before, and so he showed me how to turn a squelch and how to. You should have done that actually. Now I'm thinking about it, but you didn't. Josiah showed it to me.
So it's funny. James says that his plan is to only allow his kids to have flip phones.
There you go.
You know what? I think that's great. And ours is. I think that every family should make their own. Unfortunately, just because their own rules. Unfortunately, because there's specific reason. My kid is in everything. He's in honor choir. He's in football, and all of the little things come with their own little apps that they have to have. And so I'm much more of a. You need to get your. I want you to be in charge of making sure that you have the gear that you need. I don't want to micromanage you. And how they get that information is from talk points and stuff. It's apps for the kids to use for all of these different sports and whatnot. So I don't judge either way. It works for us. I have him on lockdown. He can't download an app without requesting permission from me. So it was heavily researched.
So, it's similar. I have soon to be a 13-year-old. And one that's a little bit younger. They have tablets, but everything comes through. And we're using Apple for the Apple ecosystem and the parental control. So everything comes through. But I'm working with my kids. I'm showing them in the App Store. It's like here's the data they collect. Here's the things. If you see these stuff, don't ask me. Go and look. So they're already starting to see that in controlling. But we had finally just had to give in, not in a bad way, but as our son is a little bit older now, he's getting to turn 13. He's now starting to venture out with his friends. They're going and doing things, and or he wants to stay by himself. So if we run into town to go to dinner, he doesn't necessarily want to go with us, right? He's fine with hanging out with his friends, and we're fine. We live in a small town and a small community, so it's not a big deal. But at some point, it's like he needs to be able to get a hold of us, or get a hold of his grandparents, or the cops, or whatever.
Is a necessary
and it is, but it's not something that's necessarily it's not going to school with him. It can stay at home, and he can pick it up when he gets home. It's the same thing with his tablet. I mean, we left it stays it stays at home, and so the phone there is really as much. It's really more for my wife and I's convenience than it is theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I said, I don't like to micromanage mine, and he's got his coaches on one, app talking to him here. He's got his choir director on another one, and all of his teachers email in, and he doesn't always have his Chromebook up, so they come in that way too. But again, I did heavily research, so it's on lockdown. Like he can't, and if the grades go bad.
Yep.
Then all the apps that I don't want him to have, the phone becomes a brick. And literally, it's very motivational for a child.
For the longest time, it's been, do you want to lose your screens? And we use screens as a plural for everything. That's the TV or a tablet, computer. Anything except for what he
Yes.
would need for school. Now, the one thing we don't
Mhm.
do is we do not restrict them. We will not ground them from books. Yes.
No,
So
never.
if they are grounded from their electronic devices, books are their avenue of entertainment.
Mine got some of his best AR done being grounded, which is accelerated
Oh,
reader. That's a program they
yes.
have in
Yes.
Florida.
Yep.
He knocked out a whole year of accelerated reader just being grounded for a week. So it's great.
So
But yeah, we can't get him to play with us.
I'm going to
though.
go ahead and end the poll, and I don't. Let's see. I had to switch over to.
I still don't have chat back.
Huh.
Don't leave because then they'll leave from here.
And let's see here. I think.
Okay, I got chat on my other one.
It's okay.
Will it?
Let's see. Out of the 33 votes, 39% were yes, 30% were tied between no and I don't know.
So there we have it. More than 33%. A majority of the minority said, get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, guys?
Yeah, kind of. I think if newer hams, younger hams get into the hobby and just stop using them, then eventually the terminology will be changed and that old stuff will be gone.
Mhm.
Like I said earlier, I don't like OM. I don't feel old. I don't look old, but
Well,
according to some people, I
absolutely.
am old. But I don't like to be called old man. If someone called me old man in the street, I'd be like, don't call me old. You don't
Right,
say
that
gray
is-
hair because I shave it all off.
They'll be saying Karate Jeff.
There you go.
Karate Man.
Won't know what hit them.
There you go.
But he is old, so it'll take a while to get there.
If I don't
Like-
trip over my own feet and break my hip.
It's like remember the $6 million man. Everything was you know, every was slow motion move with the ding, 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 to make it seem like he was moving quick. And
No, you need now.
But you guys don't
So-
remember that?
No,
Yeah, we were too busy out playing.
probably. We didn't have cable.
$6 million man. That was the 70s.
It's on ABC, I believe. You don't need cable
No.
for ABC.
Listen, I grew up in a time where if you were home, if you were at home, there was chores to be done. So when you stayed gone, you
Yep.
stayed,
Mhm.
stayed in the streets.
Stayed in
and
the
you didn't-
woods.
You listen, I shouldn't say that, stayed in the streets. Well, we lived on Dirt Street. So
Yeah.
you stayed out in the neighborhood playing. You drank out the water hose and
Yeah, we used to hang out in middle school together. So
Yeah, it's true.
6th, 7th, 8th grade, we're
he used
out.
to ride his bike to my house to come swimming.
She had a
Sorry.
above ground swimming pool. I used to ride my bicycle on Sunday afternoon and go over there and go swimming.
And when that street light came on, you better get your butt
Your
home.
butt better be home.
My mom
Mhm.
Not my neighborhood. We stayed out until 11 o'clock at night.
Oh no, never,
But we had-
never.
We actually, a friend of mine who lived around the corner, his parents would like host the neighborhood kids almost every night after dinner we would play either wiffle ball or basketball. And Mike's dad would be out there every night playing with us until like 11 o'clock at night. Finally, he's like, I got
That's really good. We occasionally host. What's really funny is that some of our younger, like I said, we have a 22-year-old, so we've got a bunch of late teens, early 20s. I guess now they're in their mid.
and I lost my.
And
Sorry,
they
guys.
call us up, want to rent our house.
Yeah, you're back, Tim.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Yep. So
they call us up. They're like, "Hey, can we come crash the lake?"
Yep.
We're like,
Come on down.
Yeah, just bring food to put on the grill. I ain't feeding all
Or
y'all.
we'll order a pizza for, order half
I
a
will
dozen
throw
pizzas
something together.
or something.
But if they're
yeah.
bringing everybody's sisters and brothers, then they'll need to put some hot dogs on the grill too.
there we go. So
Oh,
good kind of hot
Nate's,
dogs.
Nate's funny. He lived in Alaska for 6 years. Couldn't tell him to come home when it got dark. He wouldn't be home all summer.
True. I lived in Fairbanks for 3 years, and that's accurate.
Yeah, Gary, we had a rotary phone also hanging on the wall.
Long cord. My dad, we grew up. I grew up with 2 sisters. I had 2 sisters, and my dad said he was gonna, if he invested in anything, he was gonna put a payphone in the house.
Well, there. I mean, before call waiting, that was I can't talk long. Or what was the other one? Oh, I can't talk to you. I'm on long distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't call till after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That was a real thing. My first telephone bill from Alaska was like $400 because I kept calling home. The first time my timing belt broke, I called my dad. I was like, my timing belt broke. He was like, what do you want me to do? It's 4 a.m. here.
Dad, the sun's up.
I'm like, I know, but I don't know what to do. He was like, why don't you call a tow truck? That's a great idea. I was like, oh.
Liking your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, liking dad. So we're gonna probably have to wrap it up here in a little bit. What do you guys got coming up on your channel here?
Well, tomorrow is Vaughn's birthday. Y'all make sure to get us on live stream tomorrow for Vaughn's birthday.
Happy birthday, all the June birthdays.
That's right. That's right. And we're doing a giveaway tomorrow on Eric and Fed Homebrew. They work great. That's fun. Look at that.
Look at that.
They look like, listen, it's like Harry Potter up in here. Look at that.
Look at it.
The power of Apple.
It's great.
Right.
That's great. So,
yeah, Vaughn, you got Apple. You can do that.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So we've got that coming up tomorrow. We'll probably be in the park. It'll be after dinner because Vaughn learned early on that it is a better idea to feed me before we POTA because my blood sugar gets low. I can't. I'm like, I'm not eat.
Don't want to get hangry.
Listen,
Julia, I'm with you on that one.
I'm with you too.
Don't
I said that earlier.
Listen. I'm just saying, Vaughn sometimes POTA's a little angry. So, but we have that coming up tomorrow. This weekend we're going to be in Destin for Vaughn's birthday. We're going away, and we're going to do 3 parks. We're going to do one on the beach, which will probably be kite antenna if we can figure out the route. Anyway, and then we're going to a retired bombing range to activate the second park, and then we'll be at a waterfall.
Yep.
After
That's on Monday.
That's Monday. We'll be at the waterfall.
Yeah.
And then we've got field day coming up.
We're gonna be at a POTA Park.
Yep. Y'all try to get me because I'm gonna try to get a kilo. I'm gonna try to get a kilo there.
So put Julie in your ham alerts.
That's right.
Because we know Vaughn's just second op. So
that's right.
So Kilo Juliet 4 ULZ or K Jules.
K Jules.
K Jules.
K Jules.
I only had, what was my original call sign? OPP or something. I was like, no.
Yes.
OBV or something.
It was terrible.
Like I don't know. I had already picked out my call sign. What'd you do?
I kicked it again.
On.
I think he fixed the picture so it looked better.
It was just me.
Yeah, it was just you. It knocked him out of the way.
So, and then after field day, we're going to be having our anniversary. Oh, well, Huntsville,
Alabama.
we've got that. But also our anniversary. Do you know the date of our anniversary?
Ding, 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 ding.
Anniversary. I don't know our wedding anniversary. It's in March.
Yeah, our wedding anniversary is in March. It's already gone through.
It's March, though.
It was 15 years.
I'm that wife. Like, he could probably not celebrate it, and I'd be like, a month later, wasn't our anniversary last month?
Well, honey, we went out to
dinner. Our 1 year anniversary, we're going to do our 1 year a YouTube anniversary
in August, isn't it?
I think it's the first week of August.
Okay.
We're going to do the Wolf River Coil giveaway. Ooh.
Very nice.
And then for our 2000th subscriber, we're going to give away the spool tenna.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Rob and Christy hooked us up with that for a giveaway, and that's awful nice of them. They also sent us, I'm not sure if y'all seen the short video that I did on the spare reel.
Okay,
I saw that.
Tim can attest. I hate coax. Like I can't stand it. So he like it comes with a little thing in it, because otherwise it's a mess. I
It's
don't
a
like that.
tangle.
I'm in a
ABR.
very wrong hobby to hate wires.
Yeah, ABR 316 is a tangled mess always, and so with that spare spool, you can just roll it up just like an info.
Mhm.
Nice.
So, Julie, going back real quick here, I'm the Steve of all the other chats here. Your previous call was KQ4 Oscar Victor Victor.
Yeah, OVVD.
OVV, yeah.
All I can
Yeah.
think of is like OVV. Yeah, you know me, but that's
That's how you could have called CQ.
OVV.
Right?
You know me.
You know me, yeah.
But
So
Mom was
picking up
like,
the mic.
"Don't do the thing. Stop.
Next thing you should be doing West Virginia.
No, stop. I need to learn
You
more
guys
songs.
do sing. I'm waiting for somebody to
Vaughn
file a
sings.
complaint with the FCC, a copyright strike with the FCC because you guys sing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
we
POTA
get monetized before the copyrights kick in.
Oh no, I'm talking about with the FCC on the air. You guys sing on your POTA activations, and I'm waiting for waiting for somebody to file a copyright strike with the FCC on that one.
Tim, they're never going to do that.
Yeah, I can't even get them to stop running their CW keyer on top of me.
Listen,
yeah. Haters are gonna hate, man.
Maybe
it happens.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, and I'm just going to say it, some of these people that do this are too stupid to realize that they're really not interfering with anything.
No.
When you become a seasoned activator, and you hear right through it. I mean, I've continued. Yeah, they can scream, they can yell, they play music, and I continue to activate right through it, and it doesn't bother me. And I'm like, whatever.
I see him in the chat even. Greg K6EGG has his own little problem child.
Yeah, it happens.
What's funny is our subscribers and our POTA
we had a real problem with 40 meters for a while, for a hot minute, and we did not condone this action. We did not sponsor it. We had nothing to do with it. But they actually triangulated the guy
and was like, "Hey, listen, cut it out."
We had nothing to do with that. We were told about it later.
Yeah, they went ahead and did a little fox hunt of their own in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
fox hunts are always good.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I don't even know that they. I mean, they may have just sent a letter. I don't know.
Traveling Ham says everyone's a 5'9". Everyone's getting a 5'9" if he's getting jammed, and that's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I keep rolling. If I can't even if it does interfere with the other station, I'm right at it. So as soon even if there's not even another call, let's say I'm not even having an active call, right? QSO. As soon as they come off the mic, I'm like, hey, and you're 5'9". Thank you for the contact. Have a great afternoon in 73 November Whiskey 9 Foxtrot. Yours, Ed. And I make it. They're stupid. Do it 3 or 4 times. They move on.
Go away.
And and we have fun with it, right?
Digital noise filter.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
I had Sunday. I had the guy keying up on me.
Yeah, my only beef with it is when they are keying up a young person or a female voice. That's when it really sets me off, because we're trying to promote our hobby. We're trying to build our POTA family. We have such good followers, and we appreciate.
I need friends, y'all.
We appreciate everybody that comes out and hangs out.
I need friends.
I need friends. Events. I need female friends. So it's a lot of fun, and I do have some really. We have met some amazing couples, and we've met so many people.
It was so good to see Toby and.
And it was nice to meet Toby.
Of course, all the YouTubers and Eric's on here, and so many of the other folks that have been following us since day one. Dale and
we're gonna forget people. But it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was good to meet. And then I went to the YL meeting.
The YL meeting was cool,
super cool, and that was a lot of fun. And we got to meet and listen to a lot of the ladies that are out activating all the time.
So Julie, have you done any of without Vaughn activations? Just gone out and done it on your own?
He won't let me. He pouts. I have, okay, so I work bank holidays, right? Or I'm off on bank holidays. Obviously, he's not. And so the last time I was like, maybe I'll go out and activate. And he just looks at me like I had stabbed him in the
How
heart.
dare you?
So
Julie, better to ask forgiveness than permission in that case.
right. This is not your grandpa's ham radio. So Julie, just tell him that when he gets mad, just say, "Look, Vaughn, it's not your grandpa's ham radio now, buddy."
Oh, see?
So I guess the next question is who's going to get their extra first?
If I had to bet money, I mean, Vaughn's got a very far head start on me. But if I really pushed it, we'd tie.
Yeah, we're going to tie. Just do it.
I think this should be the POTA Power challenge of the summer on who can get their extra first.
I got too many vacations.
And you can't do it together. I mean, you could study together, but you can't.
Yeah, we're actually talking about trying to do extra by Huntsville, but
are we really?
I'd like to
Did
do.
you dream that?
I'd
I feel
like
like I
to
just
do.
heard that.
I'd like.
Somebody's been having them conversations in their sleep again, right, Julie?
That's coming up very quick there, Vaughn.
What I do at work, I'll just sit around and dream up things like, I wonder how many antennas we could put up at field day. I wonder if we
I
could
got the most
extra.
random phone call today because he was like, "We're gonna put up all these antennas, and and I was like, I am in the middle of 4 policies. I can't talk to you about this right now."
Well, what do you think about getting
one
and doing the off-center fed dipole, and then having an AB switch, and we check out which one works better?
I think you need more trucks to come in the back gate. That's what I think.
Oh.
He's man in the back gate.
Yeah. No.
Brian, you don't give Vaughn that idea.
What did you say?
I suspect Vaughn will be packing up the radio gear come bank holidays when they roll around.
So it's funny you say that. The ICOM 7300 stays in her car most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if she wanted to go,
I felt froggy. I could go.
She could go.
But it would hurt his feelings.
So I would just suggest when you go out a few times by yourself, no YouTube, just no announcements.
Yeah.
Just go and because there's a lot of things, it's when it's both of you guys, you each have your own little areas that you do. One person sets up the antenna, one does the radio, this kind of stuff. There's a lot of, but when you have to do it all, sometimes it might be just easier to go and just do it. Take your time, relax, work through it, work out your process. So like I try to get to a point now where I can hit a park and be on the air in 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
With the radio gear out the back, antenna deployed, and I'm not talking about using the ATOS.
Is amazing, though, Tim.
What's that?
Your setup is amazing.
Yeah, your Bronco's nasty.
That's it, and not nasty in a good way.
Yeah,
I know. I got it. We're riding dirty. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Dirty tires
but for on the average, actually, you know what? The streaming process takes the longest for us.
Yes, it does.
The antenna setup quick. The infed with the spool antenna with the POTA 33H mast, and
I'll post a quick and dirty on there.
Yep. And
which means that we're going up, and we may be live, we may not be.
We're going to do a quickie on the air. Come and find us. And
that's the way to do it.
And we have a lot of fun with that. Sometimes we get in there and do 45 minutes to an hour. We can hammer out, 65, 75 contacts. But fans have been crap lately, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
He feeds me first, but he also like I do all of the setup after,
a couple doubles
as well. So
that's fun. It's even funnier to watch her log.
I'm sure there's some snark in here from Jody.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
It is always a good way. Hey, sometimes you got to activate before you activate.
Shut up, you.
Hey now, what up?
It's not your grandpa.
So,
you better stop.
Not your grandpa's ham radio. Hey, so we are pushing up on the clock
Yep.
here. So you guys got some activation. You got field day coming up, and any big videos in the future you
Just
got
our
coming out, or
lives.
just
our
live?
lives. I actually I need to do a video for Steve over at Alpha Antenna. He hooked us up with a hex antenna, the rotatable dipole.
It's very cool, but I want to do it at the beach. And so the problem with the beach right now is that you can't get there during decent daylight hours without it being raining. So
the rotatable dipole is on our list of things to do. And I also want to do a dedicated video of the 2730 Black. I feel like people just don't give it enough airtime. Like, I know it's a 2730 and it's just a 2730, a dual band.
So Vaughn drives at night.
I drive early in the morning or late at night, and so not having a screen blaring at you is an amazing thing. And it's a great radio. Digital Rancher loves that radio for doing satellites.
Yes.
You could throw a Bioino battery on it, make it man-pack portable with a signal stuff or even a N4TAX. You could literally set it up on a beach, POTA activation if you had enough locals. Like, the radio really is amazing, and people don't give it enough credit.
I agree. Jeff, what do you got coming up on your channel this next week?
Working on 2 videos from this past weekend. Got my a second kilo at another park. It's not a second kilo at the park, but it's just my second kilo overall. Kind of a train wreck of a story, but yeah, it should be interesting. And I'm hoping to go out this weekend again. Hopefully the weather holds up. I'm not a big kind of let's do it in the rain kind of thing, so we'll see what happens.
I agree. Frank, how about you?
Be doing it in the rain.
Oh, good. Well, go ahead, Vaughn.
So we got too much lightning to do it in the rain. We had 800 strikes the other day.
Oh,
yeah.
That is not fun.
That's
So for me, I have my usual, sorry, trying to get this lined up here. I didn't have it prepped ahead of time. I have my usual NorCal SwapNet tomorrow at 10 Central. I had to think about that for a second. 10 Central. Come on by, see if I get jammed out on the 2 meter side, because apparently that's become a trend on the repeater. I'm hoping, I had to shift subjects, but I'm hoping to have a CQ chit chat of some sort this Friday about field day. So if you're interested on coming on, let me know. It's going to be at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. So Julie, Vaughn, you guys are invited. If you want, just let me know and I'll drop you a link. Other than that, not much else for me. I have been dropping your guys' Facebook and YouTube in the Ham Radio Kids table chat throughout the evening. So everybody go subscribe to them, because POTA Power.
Thank you so much.
That's right. Well, I was hoping to have some content filmed while I was out here. We had a very horrible flight out here thanks to Southwest Airlines, and I'll go into a very long, detailed post about that. It depends on how that gets worked out. So one whole day of my set aside time was spent in an airport in another part of the country.
I saw the
where
tweets.
I needed to be. You know, I was hot. I was hot, but did get out Sunday, and I just had the 705 with me. So power wise, I was a little limited, and bands were not very good. I did make a couple voice contacts, so I had to pivot and go to FT8, and FT8 contacts don't really make for good YouTube videos. And but it was nice. It was nice to be back here in Southern California. If you guys haven't mentioned or hear me mention, I was stationed here when I was in the Navy in the San Diego area. So I did get an opportunity to go back into our ship's bar, which was the dumpy bar from the movie Top Gun. So the dumpy bar in it's actually in downtown San Diego, and is a barbecue joint. So some faces have changed. They had a fire at one point, but it looks as almost as it did when we were here. They had to have some new memorabilia, things like that. Photos of me that were up on the wall were gone, unfortunately. But it was good. Yes, Punk, Alan, SoCal. So, we spent some time at the ocean. We spent some time up in the mountains, and one of the national parks out west of here, east of here. I'm sorry, I get my directions mixed up.
I mean, but, Tim, yes, you can go west. You can go west of there. A lot of us don't want to.
Well, so Point Loma is on the other side of the channel, so I can technically go west there, but
just a little bit.
But it was nice, and I wish I could have gotten on the naval base. So I'm not going to have much in the way of videos in the can from that, but I will get something out. We'll get some stuff out, and maybe it's a video on Southwest Airlines and how disappointed I am in them.
Yeah, Tim. Shane gets all the blame. We already know this.
No. I don't want to bring. This isn't a Shane issue, but I don't want to bring him. It's not.
It was
not
a joke, Tim. It was a joke. Get on with the joke.
I don't want to cross those streams. But with that being said, guys, hey, have a great week. Go have fun. Try something new.
Thanks for having us on, Tim.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us on.
Thank you guys. So, any final parting words before we hit the button here?
Jody says barbecue extra crispy now. Yes, it was.
Crispy. I'm getting hungry.
All right, guys. Hey, have a great week, and 73.
Hey, Tim.